Have you ever walked into your garden and felt your heart sink? Seeing a plant that looked perfectly healthy just yesterday now suddenly collapsed, its leaves hanging lifeless, as if something invisible drained the life from it overnight? You start questioning everything. Was it the water, the sunlight, the soil? You cared for it with love, yet it still failed. And that's what makes it so confusing and so heartbreaking. But here's the truth most people never realize. Plants rarely collapse without warning. What seems sudden is actually the final moment of a silent struggle that has been unfolding beneath the soil for days, sometimes weeks, hidden from your eyes. In this video, you'll uncover the real reason your plants suddenly collapse and learn how to recognize the subtle signs before it's too late. So your garden doesn't just survive, but truly thrives. The silent battle beneath the soil. That no one sees, beneath the calm and beauty of every thriving plant, lies a hidden world that quietly determines its fate. While we often focus on the leaves, flowers, and stems, the real life of a plant exists underground. The roots, unseen and often overlooked, are the true foundation of its survival. They anchor the plant firmly in place, absorb water and nutrients from the soil, and most importantly, they breathe. Just like humans need air to live, roots need oxygen to stay healthy. When this delicate underground system begins to suffer, the entire plant slowly loses its strength and ability to survive. Many plant problems begin with soil conditions that are not visible from the surface. Poor drainage is one of the most common causes. When water cannot escape from the soil, it fills the tiny air spaces that roots depend on for oxygen. Without this oxygen, the roots begin to suffocate. Over time, they weaken and may start to rot, turning soft and dark instead of firm and white. Compacted soil creates a similar problem. When the soil is too dense, it restricts both air and water movement, making it difficult for roots to grow and function properly. Containers without proper drainage holes can also trap excess water, creating an unhealthy environment where roots struggle to survive. Because this silent battle happens out of sight, gardeners often remain unaware of the problem until the plant begins to show visible signs of distress. Leaves may start to wilt, turn yellow, or lose their vibrant color. Growth slows down, and the plant may appear weak or unstable. At this stage, the damage beneath the soil is often already advanced, which is why the collapse can seem sudden even though it has been developing for a long time. Understanding the importance of root health changes the way we care for plants. Instead of focusing only on what we can see above the soil, we begin to pay attention to the environment below it. Healthy roots thrive in soil that is loose, airy, and well-drained. Mixing materials such as compost, cocoa peat, or perlite into the soil helps improve its structure, allowing both water and air to move freely. Choosing pots with proper drainage holes and watering only when the top layer of soil feels dry are simple but powerful steps that protect the roots. Another important aspect of root health is gentle handling. When repotting a plant, disturbing the roots as little as possible helps reduce stress and allows the plant to adjust more easily to its new environment. Providing the right balance of moisture, not too much and not too little, ensures that roots remain active and capable of supporting healthy growth. When the underground environment is balanced and supportive, the roots flourish, and the entire plant gains the strength it needs to withstand stress from pests, diseases, and environmental changes. Strong roots lead to vibrant leaves, steady growth, and long-lasting resilience. The true secret to preventing sudden plant collapse does not lie in quick fixes applied to the surface. It begins deep within the soil, where the silent battle for survival takes place. By nurturing this hidden foundation, we not only protect our plants from unexpected decline, but also create the conditions for them to thrive with enduring vitality and beauty. When love turns lethal. The hidden danger of overcare. Caring for plants often comes from a place of genuine love. We water them regularly, adjust their position to give them more sunlight, and add fertilizers in the hope of helping them grow faster and healthier. These actions feel nurturing, almost like caring for a living companion. Yet, in a quiet and unexpected way, this very affection can sometimes become the reason for their decline. When care is driven by emotion rather than understanding, love can slowly turn lethal. One of the most common expressions of overcare is excessive watering. Many people believe that more water means a healthier plant, but in reality, plants need a delicate balance between moisture and air. The soil is not just a source of water, it is also a space where roots breathe. When we water too frequently, the tiny air pockets in the soil become filled with water, cutting off the oxygen supply to the roots. Without oxygen, roots begin to suffocate, weaken, and eventually rot. This process happens silently beneath the surface, long before any visible signs appear. What makes overwatering particularly deceptive is that the symptoms often resemble those of underwatering. Leaves may wilt, turn yellow, or become soft, leading many people to believe that the plant needs even more water. In an attempt to save the plant, they water it again, unintentionally accelerating the damage. This cycle of misunderstanding is one of the main reasons why plants that once looked vibrant suddenly collapse. Overcare is not limited to watering alone. Excessive fertilization is another hidden danger. In the hope of encouraging rapid growth, gardeners may add fertilizers more frequently than necessary. However, too many nutrients can create a buildup of salts in the soil, which burns the roots and disrupts their ability to absorb water. Instead of nourishing the plant, this surplus becomes toxic, weakening it from within and making it more vulnerable to stress and disease. Constantly moving plants in search of the perfect spot is another subtle form of overcare. While the intention is to provide better light or conditions, frequent changes can stress the plant, forcing it to repeatedly adjust to new environments. Plants thrive on stability, and too much interference can disrupt their natural rhythm of growth. True plant care is not about doing more. It is about doing what is necessary with awareness and patience. Learning to observe the plant and understand its natural signals is far more valuable than constant intervention. Allowing the top layer of soil to dry before watering, using fertilizers in moderation, and providing a stable environment are simple yet powerful practices that support healthy growth. Perhaps the most important lesson is the value of restraint. Sometimes, the best way to care for a plant is to step back and trust its natural resilience. Plants have evolved to survive in changing conditions, and when given the right balance of water, nutrients, and stability, they often thrive with minimal interference. When love is guided by understanding, it becomes a force of life rather than harm. By shifting our approach from excessive attention to mindful care, we create an environment where plants can develop strong roots, vibrant foliage, and lasting vitality. In this way, we transform our relationship with plants from one of control to one of harmony, ensuring that our care nurtures their growth instead of quietly leading them toward collapse. Environmental shock, the invisible stress that breaks a plant. Overnight plants may appear calm and unchanging, but beneath their stillness lies a remarkable sensitivity to the world around them. Every plant lives in a delicate balance with its environment, quietly adjusting to light, temperature, humidity, and airflow. When these conditions remain stable, the plant thrives with ease. However, when sudden changes occur, this balance is disrupted, creating a form of stress known as environmental shock. What often seems like a mysterious overnight collapse is, in reality, the plant's response to this invisible disturbance. One of the most common causes of environmental shock is a sudden change in light. A plant that has adapted to low or indirect light can suffer greatly when moved directly into intense sunlight. The leaves, unprepared for such exposure, may scorch or wilt as the plant struggles to regulate moisture. Similarly, relocating a plant from a bright outdoor setting to a dim indoor space can weaken its ability to produce energy, leading to rapid decline. These abrupt transitions force the plant into survival mode, often resulting in visible distress within a short period. Temperature fluctuations are another powerful trigger of shock. Plants prefer consistency, and sudden exposure to extreme heat or cold can interfere with their internal processes. Cold drafts from open windows, air conditioners, or heaters can damage plant tissues, while excessive heat can cause rapid water loss. Even a single chilly night or a brief period of intense heat can be enough to push a sensitive plant toward collapse. Because these changes may seem minor to us, their impact on plants is often underestimated. Humidity also plays a crucial role in plant health. Many indoor plants originate from tropical environments where the air is naturally moist. When placed in dry indoor conditions, especially during winter or in air-conditioned rooms, they may struggle to retain adequate moisture. This imbalance can lead to curling leaves, or browning edges, and eventual wilting. The plant's inability to adapt quickly to these changes creates internal stress that weakens its overall resilience. Repotting and transportation are additional sources of environmental shock. When a plant is moved to a new container or location, its roots are inevitably disturbed and it must adjust to a different soil composition and microclimate. During this transition, the plant may temporarily lose its ability to absorb water efficiently, causing drooping or leaf drop. While this reaction is natural, improper handling or abrupt environmental changes can intensify the stress and lead to more severe consequences. The key to preventing environmental shock lies in understanding the importance of gradual transitions. When introducing a plant to a new environment, allowing it to acclimate slowly can make a significant difference. For example, when moving a plant into brighter light, increasing exposure over several days helps the leaves adapt without damage. Similarly, protecting plants from extreme temperature fluctuations and maintaining consistent humidity levels creates a stable environment in which they can flourish. Observing your plants closely during periods of change is equally important. Temporary signs of stress, such as mild wilting or leaf drop, can often be managed with patience and supportive care. Providing adequate but not excessive water, avoiding fertilization during recovery, and ensuring a calm, stable setting allows the plant to regain its strength naturally. Ultimately, environmental shock reminds us that plants are living beings deeply connected to their surroundings. Their apparent stillness hides a constant process of adaptation and sensitivity. When we respect this delicate relationship and provide consistency rather than sudden change, we empower our plants to grow with resilience and vitality. What appears to be a sudden overnight collapse is rarely sudden at all. It is the visible expression of an invisible stress that has overwhelmed the plant's ability to cope. By understanding and minimizing environmental shock, we not only prevent unexpected decline, but also cultivate a nurturing space where plants can truly thrive. Starved or overfed, the silent nutrient imbalance. Weakening your plant. Every thriving plant depends on a delicate balance of nutrients to grow, strengthen, and sustain its life. Just as the human body requires the right amount of vitamins and minerals to function properly, plants rely on essential elements in the soil to maintain their health. When this balance is disturbed, whether through deficiency or excess, the plant begins to weaken silently from within. What may appear to be a sudden collapse is often the final stage of a long, unnoticed nutritional struggle. Nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium play vital roles in plant development. Nitrogen supports lush green leaves, phosphorus encourages strong roots and healthy flowering, and potassium enhances overall resilience and disease resistance. When any of these elements are lacking, the plant's growth becomes slow and fragile. Leaves may lose their vibrant color, turning pale or yellow, and the plant may struggle to produce new growth. These subtle signs are often mistaken for natural aging or minor stress, allowing the underlying problem to persist. Equally harmful, however, is the presence of too many nutrients. In an effort to encourage rapid growth, gardeners sometimes apply fertilizers more frequently or in higher concentrations than necessary. While the intention is to nourish the plant, excessive fertilization can create a toxic environment within the soil. The buildup of salts from fertilizers draws moisture away from the roots, causing them to burn and lose their ability to absorb water effectively. As a result, the plant may exhibit symptoms such as leaf browning, curling, or wilting, which can quickly lead to a dramatic decline. One of the most deceptive aspects of nutrient imbalance is that the symptoms of deficiency and excess often appear similar. Yellowing leaves, stunted growth, and general weakness can occur in both situations, making it difficult to identify the true cause. This confusion sometimes leads to repeated fertilization, further intensifying the problem rather than resolving it. Understanding this delicate balance is essential for providing plants with the nourishment they truly need. Soil quality also plays a significant role in nutrient availability. Even when nutrients are present, compacted or poorly structured soil can prevent roots from accessing them. Additionally, improper soil pH can lock essential nutrients in forms that plants cannot absorb. For example, overly acidic or alkaline conditions may hinder the uptake of vital elements, leaving the plant effectively starved despite the presence of fertilizers. Maintaining healthy, well-aerated soil with an appropriate pH ensures that nutrients remain accessible to the roots. Another important consideration is the timing of fertilization. Plants have natural growth cycles, and their nutritional needs vary throughout the year. During active growth periods, they benefit from gentle feeding, while during dormant phases, excessive fertilization can place unnecessary stress on their systems. Providing nutrients in harmony with these natural rhythms supports steady and sustainable development. Achieving the right balance does not require complexity. Using a balanced, slow-release fertilizer, applying it at recommended intervals, and occasionally flushing the soil with clean water to remove excess salts are simple yet effective practices. Incorporating organic matter such as compost further enriches the soil, improving its structure and providing a steady supply of nutrients over time. Ultimately, the health of a plant is deeply connected to the harmony of its nutritional environment. When nutrients are provided in the right proportions, the plant develops strong roots, vibrant foliage, and a natural resistance to stress. Conversely, when this balance is disrupted, the plant's strength gradually diminishes until it can no longer sustain itself. The lesson here is one of moderation and awareness. Plants do not thrive on abundance alone. They flourish when their needs are met with precision and care. By understanding the silent impact of nutrient imbalance, we can prevent unexpected collapse and foster an environment where plants grow with enduring vitality and grace. In nurturing this balance, we move beyond simply feeding our plants. We empower them to live, adapt, and thrive. The unseen invaders, pests and diseases that strike without warning. Sometimes the reason a plant suddenly collapses is not related to watering, soil, or nutrients, but to hidden enemies that work quietly behind the scenes. These unseen invaders, pests and diseases, often begin their attack long before any visible signs appear. By the time the damage becomes noticeable, the plant may already be severely weakened, making the collapse seem sudden and mysterious. Pests are among the most common threats to plant health. Tiny insects such as aphids, spider mites, whiteflies, and mealybugs feed on the sap of plants, slowly draining their energy. Because many of these pests are extremely small and tend to hide on the undersides of leaves or within the soil, they can easily go unnoticed. As they multiply, they weaken the plant's ability to transport water and nutrients, leading to symptoms such as yellowing leaves, curling, sticky residue, or fine webbing. Over time, this silent feeding can cause the plant to lose its strength and eventually collapse. In addition to insects, soil-dwelling pests like fungus gnat larvae and root-feeding nematodes can cause significant damage beneath the surface. These organisms attack the roots, impairing the plant's ability to absorb water and nutrients. Since the roots are hidden from view, the problem often remains undetected until the plant begins to wilt or decline rapidly. What appears to be a sudden failure is actually the result of prolonged underground damage. Diseases present another serious and often invisible threat. Fungal, bacterial, and viral infections can infiltrate a plant's system, disrupting its internal processes. Fungal diseases such as root rot, powdery mildew, and wilt infections are particularly destructive. They can block the plant's vascular system, the network responsible for transporting water and nutrients, causing the plant to wilt even when the soil is moist. Bacterial and viral diseases may lead to leaf spots, discoloration, deformities, or stunted growth, gradually weakening the plant until it can no longer sustain itself. One of the most challenging aspects of dealing with pests and diseases is their ability to spread quickly. A single infected plant can easily transmit problems to nearby plants through shared soil, water, tools, or even air circulation. This makes early detection and prompt action essential for protecting the entire garden. Preventing these unseen invasions begins with regular observation. Taking a few moments to inspect leaves, stems, and soil can reveal early warning signs such as tiny insects, unusual spots, or changes in plant texture. Maintaining cleanliness in the gardening environment is equally important. Using sterilized tools, removing dead or decaying plant material, and ensuring proper spacing between plants help reduce the risk of infection and infestation. Providing plants with optimal growing conditions also strengthens their natural defenses. Healthy plants are far more resistant to pests and diseases than those already weakened by stress. Adequate light, balanced watering, proper nutrition, and good air circulation create an environment where plants can thrive and better withstand potential threats. When pests or diseases are detected, gentle and timely intervention can make a significant difference. Natural solutions such as neem oil, insecticidal soap, or introducing beneficial insects can effectively manage many infestations without harming the plant or the surrounding ecosystem. In more severe cases, removing affected parts of the plant or isolating the infected specimen may be necessary to prevent further spread. Ultimately, the sudden collapse of a plant caused by pests or diseases is rarely without warning. It is the culmination of a silent invasion that has been progressing over time. By developing the habit of careful observation and proactive care, gardeners can identify these hidden threats early and take steps to protect their plants. Understanding the presence of these unseen invaders transforms the way we approach plant care. Instead of reacting to visible damage, we become attentive guardians of our garden's health. With awareness, patience, and timely action, we can prevent unexpected decline and ensure that our plants continue to grow with strength, resilience, and enduring beauty. The whispers before the fall. Signs every plant gives before it collapses. Every plant has a quiet way of communicating. Long before a dramatic collapse occurs, it sends gentle signals that something is wrong. These early signs are not loud or obvious. They are subtle whispers, easily overlooked by even the most attentive gardener. Yet within these small changes lies the key to preventing sudden decline. Understanding and recognizing these messages can transform the way we care for our plants and help us respond before it is too late. One of the earliest signs of distress is a slight change in leaf color. Leaves that were once vibrant and green may begin to turn pale, yellow, or develop faint brown edges. This discoloration often indicates underlying issues such as improper watering, nutrient imbalance, or root stress. Because these changes happen gradually, they are sometimes mistaken for natural aging, allowing the real problem to progress unnoticed. Another important signal is subtle wilting. Unlike the dramatic drooping seen during severe stress, early wilting may appear only during certain times of the day, such as in the afternoon heat, with the plant recovering by evening. This temporary loss of firmness is often a sign that the roots are struggling to absorb water efficiently, whereas it serves as an early warning that the plant's internal balance is beginning to falter. Slowed or stunted growth is also a powerful indicator that something is amiss. When a plant stops producing new leaves or flowers, it is often redirecting its energy towards survival rather than growth. This pause in development may result from inadequate light, poor soil conditions, pest activity, or environmental stress. Observing growth patterns over time can reveal these subtle shifts and provide valuable insight into the plant's health. Changes in leaf texture and posture offer additional clues. Leaves may curl, wrinkle, or become unusually soft or brittle. Some plants may shed leaves prematurely, while others develop spots or irregular patterns. These physical transformations are the plant's way of signaling internal distress, urging us to investigate the underlying cause. The condition of the soil can also provide important hints. Soil that remains constantly wet, emits an unpleasant odor, or becomes excessively dry and compacted can indicate problems affecting the root system. Since the roots are the lifeline of the plant, any imbalance in the soil environment often manifests as subtle changes above the surface. Another whisper before collapse is a general loss of vitality. The plant may appear less vibrant, with drooping stems or a lack of firmness. Even without obvious symptoms, this decline in overall energy suggests that the plant is under stress. Paying attention to this shift in appearance can help gardeners intervene before the situation worsens. Recognizing these early signals requires patience and mindful observation. Taking a few moments each day to truly look at your plants, examining their leaves, stems, and soil, creates a deeper connection and allows you to notice even the smallest changes. This attentive approach transforms plant care from a reactive task into a proactive and nurturing practice. Responding to these whispers with gentle and informed action can prevent the final stage of collapse. Adjusting watering habits, improving soil conditions, ensuring proper light, or addressing pest issues at an early stage often leads to a full recovery. Plants possess remarkable resilience, and when their needs are met promptly, they can regain their strength and continue to thrive. Ultimately, the sudden collapse of a plant is rarely without warning. It is the culmination of many small signals that have gone unnoticed or misunderstood. By learning to listen to these whispers, we not only protect our plants from unexpected decline, but also cultivate a deeper sense of awareness and harmony with the natural world. When we begin to understand that plants are constantly communicating with us, our role shifts from simply maintaining them to truly caring for them. This awareness fosters a more compassionate and intuitive approach to gardening, ensuring that our plants flourish with enduring vitality and grace. The whispers before the fall are not signs of inevitable loss. They are opportunities for timely care, renewal, and lasting growth. A plant's sudden collapse is rarely as sudden as it appears. What we witness in a single moment is often the final expression of a long and silent struggle that has been unfolding beneath the surface. From the hidden battles within the roots to the unintended harm of overcare, from environmental shock and nutrient imbalances to the quiet invasion of pests and diseases, each factor plays a role in weakening the plant over time. And before the final moment arrives, every plant offers gentle whispers, subtle signs that something is wrong, waiting for us to notice. Understanding these unseen processes transforms the way we care for our plants. Instead of reacting to problems after they appear, we begin to nurture the foundations of their health with awareness and patience. We learn that thriving plants are not the result of constant intervention, but of balance. Balanced watering, balanced nutrition, stable environments, and attentive observation. When these elements come together, plants develop the resilience needed to withstand stress and flourish naturally. Caring for plants is more than a routine task. It is a quiet partnership with nature. It teaches us patience, mindfulness, and the importance of listening to what is often unspoken. When we shift our perspective from control to understanding, we not only prevent sudden collapse, but also create an environment where life can thrive with strength and harmony. The next time you look at a healthy plant, remember that its true vitality lies in the unseen foundation supporting it. And when you notice the smallest change, treat it as a message rather than a problem. By listening to these signals and responding with thoughtful care, you ensure that your plants do more than simply survive. They grow with enduring beauty and resilience. If this insight has deepened your understanding of plant care, consider sharing it with others who love their plants just as much. And as you continue your journey of nurturing life, remember that every thriving garden begins with awareness, patience, and the willingness to listen to nature's quiet wisdom.